creepy and like
Dude,
vaguely
like, I
threatening.
love Newgrounds.
You know what's
so
funny
much.
about that? They still are. Every single last one of them. Not even a little bit of change. Still crazy. Sometimes you end up being the crazy one and you don't even realize it. That's the interesting part about the bus. It's like rolling into a D&D match and you're just like, oh boy, I wonder who I'm gonna be today. Here's another high school story. This one involves the bus, and this involves creepy people on the bus.
Oh, that's
Frank and I get on the bus. This is our normal round. Everything's normal, except for this one guy who's sitting across the way from us, about the same distance that you and I are right now, wearing this vibrant orange labelless shirt. And he's staring at my friend. And my friend is sitting directly next to me, and he keeps looking up and looking back, and she's like, why is this guy staring at me? I'm like, I don't know. So we sit a while longer. Then I look at his shirt, and I look at the other guy's shirt. Almost the same color. The tint is a little off, but average Joe. They're both wearing orange shirts. This is the only thing these two have in common. My friend's like 12 or 13, freshman in high school. And this other guy, I wouldn't even be able to date him. He's either 30 or 70. He's all over the place. That's what happens when you live in Arizona. But I'm like, okay, it's probably your shirt, but there's literally nothing you can do about that. So just don't antagonize him. That's the only advice I can give you. Don't antagonize him. I'm talking about a bus story. There's this guy on the bus.
Yeah.
And he's wearing this orange shirt.
Yeah.
And he's staring at my friend, who he doesn't know, who is also wearing an orange shirt. And this is in high school on our way to school.
Yeah.
On the public transportation city bus. So, sitting there, trying to mind our own business, I guess he heard us whispering, or this was just the time at which he decided to unleash his crazy, because he starts going, they don't know me, don't nobody know me, don't nobody know me, and he's like, kind of like rocking back and forth, and he's saying this like at a normal speaking voice, and I'm just like, ooh boy, he about to do it. And he's technically correct. Nobody knows him. And so my friend can't help but look up at him again after he starts doing this, and then the dude goes Super Saiyan 2 of crazy, and he's like, don't nobody know me, you don't know me, I'm FBI. He pulls out his wallet, and it unfolds vertically, very similarly to like it would in like some sort of television. You've seen the shows, like NCIS or Law and Order. They kind of flash that shit and then they put it back in their pocket before you can get any useful information about them. He does this, except when it unfolds vertically, the only thing that's revealed is his bus pass.
Is he like, I'm FBI though?
Yeah, he's like, I'm FBI.
No, you're not.
And so
I'm FBI.
you are as stupid as my friend, because that is exactly what he did next.
Why would you do that?
He jumps up and he pulls out his wallet and he's like, I'm FBI too. And so he takes out his wallet and I didn't see him again. So he pulls out his wallet and the guy gets up from where he's at and goes all the way up to his wallet and is like inspecting it. Like his face is almost touching my friend's wallet. This is how close this man is to my friend's hands. He could have just eaten his fingers off and there wouldn't have been anything you could do about it. He's inspecting it. He is checking my friend's bus card. And then he goes Super Saiyan 3 crazy. You're an imposter! That identification is fake! I'm arresting you for impersonating a federal officer! That's illegal, kid!
I'm arresting you.
And this goes on for some time, and there's nothing I can do about it, because he's just fucking got the 5th piece of Exodia, and I can't, the game's over at that point. I'm sitting there like, you have done this to yourself. So I'm sitting there, watching this happen, trying to like scoot over to like make a little bit of distance to get out of arm swinging range, and he's like looking back at me like, what do I do now? And it's like, you already fucked up. I told you what to do and you decided to not do that.
Nope.
So the bus driver, because you remember this is on a bus, has to put the fucking bus off to the side of his route, pull on the emergency brake, get out of the seat, walk all the way down the hall of the bus, goes up to the man, and at this point the guy has taken off his shirt, and he is helicoptering, and he is still screaming about FBI impersonation. Bus driver is... Bus driver is like, sir, please put your shirt back on and sit down quietly or exit the bus. And in a surprise twist of fate, the man does both. He puts his shirt back on, sits down, then gets up and leaves the bus. Completely quiet. And then as the bus driver gets back into his seat, the guy takes his shirt back off after he's outside, and he's still screaming at my friend, I'm gonna remember this kid, I've got a photographic memory, I'm gonna find you, you're gonna get arrested. And my friend is...
Snap story.
I don't like this. Why have I been recorded?
You've been recording like for the past hour.
Oh shit, that's right. You did say that you were turning that back on. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay.
You should not let
You
me
know why
edit
he was
this.
crazy, right?
Because of the orange shirt. I had to start taking a different route. Because there's no way in hell I'm going to end up on that same goddamn bus. And let's say if the only truthful thing that man said was that he did have a photographic memory. I have an afro. I'm not someone that needs a photographic memory in order for me to be recognized by somebody. You can just see me and it's just like, I've seen that asshole. And I'm going to stab him. So, that was one of at least 30 crazy bus stories that I have in my...
Your bus is so cool.
See, I went on the public school bus. Those are just... They're crazy, but in a different way.
Now, I've never been on a public school bus, but I feel like they don't have anything on public transportation. 'Cause at least
No, they don't. They
No.
don't. It's just like a microcosm of the parts of school.
Yeah.
Put to like a 32-hour-long bus commute.
Yeah, no, that's horrible.
Oh yeah, I got
Facts.
punched on the bus once.
Never mind.
Ah, damn.
It was okay, it's a fun story. So I was 13 years old at the time, and oh no, I wasn't 13. I was like 9,
Yeah.
and I grew up like a weed, and I was like what, 5'3", 5'5" when I was like 10, somewhere around that ballpark.
That is too tall for a child.
Yes. So as a consequence, I got to sit in the back, and there was this guy. I think his name was like or something. He always sat in like in the back corner, and the back corner was a single seat, which meant it was really desirable for some weird reason. I don't know why.
No, I know.
It just meant it was cool for some reason.
Well, yeah,
There's
no,
only one.
Yeah,
Yeah, just one seat. Didn't have to share with anybody.
exactly.
So I just sat in the back. It was like end of day, going home. It was like, get out of my seat. I'm like, and for some reason, I don't know why, I did like a weird prospector voice. I don't know why. I guess I thought it was funny. Like, no, can't do that, partner. I'm sitting here. I'll take this claim. He just looks at me like he's just pissed off, but he still sits. Like he sits like in the seat like next, and I just keep smiling at him like a stupid smile. And eventually, like he's
really proud of yourself.
Yes. And he's like, he's had too much of my granted. He gets up to like cock his like he's 17 years old. Damn, you're an adult.
I see.
Cock back
I was being
and
dumb.
just whack to the side of the head, and I hear like the window. You can hear like crack a little,
Oh man.
and it hit the. I was like, ow! I stopped smiling, but I didn't get up. I did not get up. I want to make that very clear.
No, you earned that shit.
I stood my
Rosa
ground.
Parks. That's your.
I was
that is-
bleeding slightly, but I stood my ground.
Oh,
I don't know. I feel like everyone should have at least one stand your ground moment, even if it doesn't pan out for you. I feel like almost every situation that I've been in that was school related. Probably as an adult, I've done a lot more flight than fight because it felt like I wasn't involved in the situation at all, so I had no stake in it. It's like there's no ground to stand. Like you were just a bystander, so walk away and go about your business. Anything that I've been like actively involved in, I'm like, well, no, fuck that. I'm not. No, no, it's not what's happening
Yeah.
next. I'm going to tell you what's happening next. Not that.
Yeah.
So, I got into way too many fights.
Oh.
But none that I started. I never started shit.
I usually did.
Very
It's a lot of
Teenage
shoots
Mutant
and
Ninja
ladders.
Turtles
Shucks and ducks.
mentality. So, I had this battle with the teacher. This is not an actual fight, but it might as well have been one because she went tooth and nail against me. And this is something I wanted to bring up in the middle of your story, but decided that would be rude to interrupt.
Go ahead.
But do you have this thing that I also have, where you innately remember the first and last names of people that you just fucking hate?
Kind of, but again, I'm horrible with names.
Right. I'm usually better with faces than names, but people that I have a strong disdain for. First and last
how do I
name
survive
on
that?
lock. Instantaneous. I have your information stored somewhere in the backs of my mind so that if it ever pops up again, I know to
We will
avoid.
finish this dance one day, and I will not forget your name.
Exactly. My name is Inigo Montoya. So, I had this English teacher. Her name was and she looked like fucking a Cisco version of Edna Mode from The Incredibles.
I can see
God
that.
And
Oh no.
it
Just
was
want to win. Just want to.
rip.
Yeah.
It was really infuriating, this situation, because this was the first time in my life where I just realized, oh my god, you can just lie about things. And if you're old enough, people will just let you do it. You can just fucking lie. And then you win. It's like insta hacks. This is fucked up. This bitch is hacking. So I was like in, I don't know, I want to say 7th grade. I was in 7th grade. And I always wore this blue jacket. It was kind of similar to this one. Didn't have a hood, wasn't a hoodie. It was a blue jacket. It was very peculiar that I always wore this jacket because I lived in Arizona. And it's fucking hot in Arizona. But with the problem with it, how hot it was in Arizona, it was at least 40 or 50 degrees colder indoors. So I was always cold. I don't know if you can see this or not,
Yes,
but I have almost zero body fat. I was a cold motherfucker. It was very
I'm
cold.
What motherfucker? I just killed someone.
All of the time. Hey, you got him.
How many take what, 3 tries?
5.
Honest to a fault. So I would just sit
Nice.
and be cold all of the time unless I was wearing this jacket. So it became kind of like, I don't know, kind of like a school days outfit. Like we all had like, you know, uniforms of course because this is younger school days, but it was like, oh look, it's Brandon. He's like, how do you know that's Brandon? He's wearing the blue jacket. Also, he has an afro. No. I don't think I had the afro in 7th grade, believe it or not. That's a different story. And I was actually a very diligent student. I always got all of my shit done. I would be really quiet. I would mind my own business. When I was done, I would either draw or do origami. These are the two things that I would do. And for some reason, it pissed this teacher off. One day, she had told me something about my behavior in class. She's like, you're a very good student, but you also are very unfocused. And I said, why do you say that? And she's like, well, you're always doing something that's not classwork. And I said, yeah, after I finish my classwork. She's like, well, why can't you just sit quietly? And I said, do I make a lot of noise? It's like, you're always crumpling paper. And I was like, I'm not crumpling paper, I'm folding paper. There's a difference. And I said, because crumpling would kind of assume that there's no purpose to it, or that I'm trying to just ruin the paper for no reason. I'm making origami and art. and so I went on this whole like, not a tirade, but I was trying to,
pleading your case.
I was pleading my case. I was like, well, I'm not just being destructive or anything, and it's not inherently loud. You can't hear me doing origami over the general murmurs of like the class, and there were half of the class talking on one side, and then the other half of the class talking on the other side, like the fucking courtroom noises. Fucking Phoenix Wright. It's
I love that series.
Just
That-
all, that's what you hear.
Have you
all
played
the
the
time.
Ace Attorney series?
Yes, I played at least the first 3. I really wanted to get further into them, but I just ended up getting my fucking DS stolen. And so I was like, oh, well, I guess I can't do this anymore.
For my future reference, because I just played 3 of them back to back. Because you have...
One, which is Ace Attorney, and then not Ace Attorney.
Because you got through Trials and Tribulations, you got the original trilogy.
Yeah.
So then you have Apollo Justice, and then you have the Miles Edgeworth game.
Yes.
And then there's another one that didn't come to America. Yeah, there's 2 Miles Edgeworth, but the only one got localized, but somebody made a fan translation, so
Oh, nice.
there's that one. But if you want to play the story in like a better order, play the Miles ones first. Even though they came out later, they just chronologically...
See, I can't do that though, because I've already played the first 3, and like I don't get that option. It was like
No. I mean, they go after the first 3. Like it goes Ace Attorney, Justice for All, Trials and Tribulations, and then Apollo Justice came out, and then the Miles games.
Oh,
But
so
chronologically,
you're
the Miles
saying
ones.
play Miles and then Apollo?
Yes.
Okay.
Even though I did it the other way,
I played none of them, so I have no opinion.
like, I got through the first
They're
one, I was
really
like,
good.
this
They're
would
a
have
lot
been
of fun.
yeah.
They were a lot more fun than I could have ever imagined because
Right.
But the semi-puzzle games, and I suck at puzzles.
this is what I said. I was just like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. And then that first game, dude, that first court case they give you, it just makes you feel like you are goddamn Batman. You're like, this asshole is lying, and this is why.
Speaking of which, let's get back to your story.
My favorite part, I'm sorry, Dylan. I don't get to talk about Ace Attorney with anyone.
You know, you're right.
My favorite part about this series is people like Phoenix Wright is either like the unluckiest man alive or the luckiest man alive. He's like, yeah, I like flew like 3,000 feet in the air, but I'm alive.
Yeah, no, that's a
Good running joke.
It really is. It's hard to kind of find out. It's like, oh yeah, second case in the game. You're framed for murder. Wait, what? No, what the fuck? I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I wasn't even there, man.
No, it's one of my favorite series. And the only reason I'm taking a break is because I played them back to back to back, and I love it.
You don't want to get burned out.
No, I don't want to go through all of them so soon. Because I used to have all the games, and I'm like, I have like 3 games left. That makes me sad. I mean, if you don't count the Lighting crossover, but I mean, I want to play that one too, but
I really wanted to specifically because
I've never played
of
the
that
game.
fucking anime ass looking like trailer for it. Like, are the cutscenes all like that?
Oh, yeah,
I
I'm
like that a
sure.
lot.
I think that might be a thing of like
Fuck.
Professor Layton.
Ooh, okay.
Like they're semi-animated. I'm not
Either
sure.
way, like that game's gonna be my bridge to Professor Layton because I always wanted to give that series a look at.
Same here.
It's fair.
That's like just more straight puzzles.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know.
I'm
if
a
I-
little
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's more like, oh, apprehension. I don't know if I want this, but I kind of do. So
Ace Attorney is like more about like
Yeah, it's more like
deducing and reading.
deduction. Layton is just like all like one of the things like here, prove you're Professor Layton, solve this puzzle. That's
like-
literally what it is.
it's
Like
like,
it's your form of ID. So anyhow, back to where we were.
Right.
What?
Jacket. So, I'm arguing with her or debating with her, or to me, it's none of those things. I'm just explaining that she's wrong. This didn't go over well when discussing semantics with an English teacher.
Yeah,
And
no.
she's like, you know, I don't really like your tone. You're being very sarcastic right now. And I said, I'm not though, because sarcasm would imply that I'm not being serious about what I'm saying, and I am being serious. I'm not crumpling the paper. And she's like, but you're wasting my paper. And I said, your paper. That is my paper. I own that paper.
Hold it.
Exactly. So this is where I was actually starting to get irritated because I'm like, What do you mean your paper? This paper was not meant specifically for you. The paper that was meant specifically for you is on your desk because you bought that paper. Either I bought this paper, my mom bought this paper, my dad bought this paper, or my brother bought this paper. You did not buy this paper. This paper is not yours. This paper is not for you. I can do with my paper as I please. And she's like, I don't like your tone. You're going to get a consequence. This was her favorite phrase. And I said, also, a consequence isn't a physical thing that you can just get. Which an English teacher you would think might be able to distinguish between the two.
You being a pedantic little...
I was! That's the right word! So, that was when the trigger began. And then she goes, you're going to the principal. Not to D104, which was the detention room, because that would mean that she would have to actually write up something and say, like, hey, this is... Yeah, no, it's exactly what this is. I feel like fucking Larry Butts. I didn't do shit.
Larry Butts does enough shit.
Next thing I know, I'm in the principal's office with the principal of the school, my English teacher, my mom, myself, and the fucking librarian.
What?
I don't know why she's there. I guess just to back up the English teacher. I don't know if they were like in cahoots or whatever the fuck was going on. So we're all in this room, and she goes, he's always disruptive and always being very rude and always doing this and always sitting in the classroom with his hood on and always, and I'm just making all of these facial expressions like at each thing. This is me in my head. I'm just like, that's a lie. That is also a lie. That is wrong. That is incorrect. That is false. That is a lie. This entire time, and that was when it kind of clicked in my head. It's just like, oh my god, they're gonna believe her. Damn it! Because she's old. But she fucked up at that jacket part, and I'm looking at my mom. She's got like this stone face like expression. She is usually a bit of an aggressive person, is how I'll place it. Here's the best title card I can apply to my mom: gangster with a heart of gold. I'm gonna leave that there.
And no, I get the idea.
And
Witness a true marathon. Sorry.
She wasn't saying anything. This surprised the hell out of me. She didn't like rip this woman's head open for shit talking about one of her children. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm supposed to handle this. Okay, yeah, no, I think I got this. I think I can do this. So as I was making these faces, I'm like, and then I look at her and she just kind of looks back at me with like the stone face. I'm like, I don't know what that means. What does the stone face mean? Is this a sign? Is it my turn? I get to do it? Oh, okay, cool. So, the principal was like, well, that's quite a lot of information to take in. Brandon, did you have anything that you'd like to say? And I said, yeah, I've never seen anything about me being incredibly rude or disruptive in any of the student reports that you guys give out, because you give them to us to give to our parents, and of course I read them before you give them to my mom, because I'm curious about what you said about me. I need to know how much of an ass beating I'm about to get. But it's never been an issue, so I've never had to really worry about it. It's not in any of those.
Oh.
Do you guys keep a copy of those on record? It'd be nice, because then I could, just not be talking out of my butt. But, I don't think I make a lot of noise, but that's, that's all just kind of your definition of noise. It's like, is folding paper a noise? Yeah, it's definitely a noise, but is it noisy, Like, how loud is too loud? Is it louder than the classroom? I honestly don't think so, but again, that's
how
not...
loud could it be?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, think about it. How much noise can a single individual make while just doing origami? I was like, if you want, I can sit right here and do origami while I'm explaining this to you. And he was like, no, you don't have to do that. And I was like, okay.
I always started doing it anyway.
No, I almost did, but I was like, no, that'd be rude, because then it would be like, oh, see, he doesn't
then
listen.
you are being defiant.
Yeah, no. So, and I said, also, this is the last thing I think I'm going to point out. Miss mentioned the jacket that I always have the hood on. It's like, yes, it's that blue jacket that you're always wearing. And I'm like, this jacket that I'm wearing right now. She's like, that's the only jacket you wear. And I'm like, well, first off, it's because it's the only jacket I own.
Right.
Dick. Second,
Rude.
I want you to look at this jacket. So I take off the jacket, and I'm like, and now I'm cold. So I hand the principal the jacket, and he's just like, I don't understand what I'm looking at. And I'm like, you're not looking at a hood. There's no hood to this jacket. There's never been a hood to this jacket. You can't even like attach a hood to it. It doesn't even have like the zipper part that you can unzip and zip a hood on. It's
They're cool.
yeah, right? It was like, oh, today I feel like wearing a hoodie.
It
Today
always
I
got caught in
don't.
my hair, so.
Oh, I hated that. Oh, it was so brutal.
Yeah.
Man, always happened when you least expected. You'd like look down at something and it would be like, oh, that's
Painful too.
gone. That hair is gone now. So is that part of my scalp. So I'm like,
Exactly.
there's no hood on this jacket. I've literally never worn a hood over my head in class. And also, how is that disruptive? And at the very least, she just lied about that. If nothing else is a lie, at least that is a lie. Everything else is also a lie, but specifically, like, I have proof for that. And she's turned red in the face. She's like, well, the hood doesn't matter. And I'm like, I think the hood matters quite a lot. Like, you pointed it out as something that I was doing, and I wasn't. Well, everything else still stands, and the principal was like, okay, let me speak with the parent and student for a moment. So she leaves, and the librarian's still sitting there, and the principal is like, why are you still here? Why are you here to begin with? Please leave. So she leaves too, and the principal has this look on his face, kind of like trying to do a stone face, but very obviously confused. And then just kind of exhales and goes, I'm not sure what to say. I don't know why she's so upset. Because it sounds like she may have been embellishing a bit. And I almost said embellishing would imply that there was some truth. She just lied. She just straight up lied, dude. She's a liar.
Oh my god.
And so I said, I mean, I said what I had to say. And he's like, I think I'm going to just ignore this. I think that's the best course of action. I think,
Damn it!
you have good grades, and I haven't heard anything about this prior to just now, and yeah, no, I'm just gonna. This didn't even happen. All right, I'm satisfied with that answer. So from then on, she would just evil eye the shit out of me every day in class.
Oh.
And I did not change a single behavior. I still finished my work like one of, if not the first in class. And I still went back to my desk and started drawing and or doing origami. If I was ambidextrous, I would do both of that shit at the same time just to be spiteful.
Oh.
Full on spite.
I never had that in school. I never had a relationship with any teacher like that.
She was the only one. She's the only one that I think